you think it's part spiritual too, or do you think it's just biological in nature?
So this is something that has been written about for millennia. It shows up in lots of different cultures and lots of different meaning gets assigned to sleep paralysis. And so, from a biological perspective, what we know is in REM sleep, there's kind of a switch that gets turned off so that our big muscle groups, our voluntary muscles, are not moving. That's a good thing. That keeps us from acting out our dreams, right? If we're running or we're flying, we don't actually want to be able to physiologically do that while we're asleep. It's to protect us. All of the involuntary stuff like breathing still goes, right? And so, one of the ideas about sleep paralysis is that switch is not getting turned off and on in the right way. And so, you may wake up and be aware, but unable to move for a few seconds. It can be really terrifying for people. With that, sometimes people will see things or have images, which is where kind of the spiritual piece comes. Is sometimes people will talk about a hag or a witch riding them, or they'll talk about seeing figures, aliens, ghosts, other kinds of images that may have a less than solid form, right? And so it comes to have this spiritual piece with it. And so whenever I'm working with anyone who experiences sleep paralysis, I want to know, how they're thinking about it, how they've been taught to think about it, because we get a lot of lessons about what sleep is and isn't, depending on where we grow up and who teaches us. And so, if it's something that's distressing and upsetting, then we want to work on seeing if we can change it. But if it's something that represents, a spiritual problem, then I'm certainly going to encourage the person to work on that, to pay attention to that, to maybe we consult. I have, kind of a Rolodex of religious and spiritual leaders that I like to ask and talk with when these things come up, because our sleep and dreaming does reflect concerns and questions from our waking life. And so it can be an important piece for people to work through.